I think it's fair to say I'm one of those collectors that doesn't use protection. If you look around my room, you'll see loose figures out in the open. I've got my cards hanging directly on the wall there. And that's why today we're going to open this parcel from Chris at Deflector DC. And inside we've got some custom made to order display cases for those big boys up there, those $6 million man card backs, the biggest card backs that I know of anyway. So I'll open these, have a look at the cases, see what they're like. I'll go through the made to order process and we'll see how good those cards look inside their case. Hello, it's VTR Dave and welcome back to the channel. And today we are taking a look at these cases from Deflector DC Display Solutions. There's the card. And we've got three here. Two are unassembled. We'll look at the assembly process later. But I thought I'd just cut straight to the chase and show you my first Bionic Adventure set card inside the case. And it looks awesome, it really does. This is the OSI Undercover Assignment. It's 50 plus years old now, so it is about time it had some protection. Yeah, and it really has brought it back to life. And these cards are huge. I've had to push the camera right back. In fact, here's a Han Solo for scale. And as you can see, yeah, the $6 million man is towering above Han. And that's why I went to Deflector DC to get one of these custom made. Right, let's just dig straight into the features of this case. Let's crack on. Now, first thing to say about these cases is that they are not acrylic. They're made of a plastic, it's softer, but there isn't very much give considering this is a very big box. And yeah, it looks awesome. The plastic is in fact PET, it's UV resistant and also archival quality, meaning it doesn't have any acid, it's acid free. There are these tabs on the end flaps. They engage and push in and then they don't unclip unless you kind of pull them apart. And it gives it a really nice rigid box. You've got that on the top flap and the bottom flap as well. The other feature you've got are these hanging tabs. And yeah, they're nice curved tabs and they've got a cutout which looks like the Toy Ploy logo in fact. Yeah, your standard card hanger hole. And you can fold these out of the way if you wish. As I move this box around, you may notice that the card stays in place. It doesn't flop around. And that's because, if I can show you, there are these tabs inside the box that fold over. I don't know if you can see that. There's one in every single corner. And it just holds the card in place. It's really nice. A nice little feature is that the corner part of that tab is curved, so it's not going to damage your card. These come flat pack. I'll show you the assembly later. But yeah, it's nice and crisp corners, and there's a glue point along this edge. In fact, you can't see any glue. I don't know how this is actually fixed together, but it's nice that it's on the side, because then you get a full clear view of the front and the back without any join lines. Really nice. And looking at this now, I don't know why I haven't put more of my cards in cases before. Now, I do need to be transparent here, pardon the pun. Chris from Deflector DC very kindly sent me these cases so that I could try them out and review them as well. So I just want to thank Chris for sending those over. That's very, very generous of you. I first met Chris at Echo Base Live, where I bought a case for the Red 5 Star Wars book, and it's kept that protected ever since. Does a great job. And then I met Chris at the Shepton Mallet Toy Fair, where they had a stand, and that's where I found out about their custom made to order process. And I did a video on that Shepton Mallet Toy Fair, and I talked about DC cases, and I said at the time, so I think I'm going to try this on my Bionic Adventure $6 million man cards. And a few weeks later, Chris reached out to me out of the blue and said, send me your dimensions and let's see what we can do. And here we are now reviewing these cases. And talking about the made to order process, it's really simple. All you got to do is go on their website, click on the made to order link, and there's a form. All you have to do is provide the dimensions of your card and also provide some photos of your card as well, especially if you want the integrated card holders so they know where to put the tabs. And they'll be able to respond to your order pretty quickly. They've got their own custom software and machinery for producing these cases, I guess for cutting the plastic, getting the folds in the plastic and gluing those edges. I wanted some videos actually of them manufacturing these cases, but they declined. I guess that's fair, it's their intellectual property. But they do seem to have the process down and really efficient. Now these cases arrive flat packed, just like Swedish furniture. They need some assembly. I've got 2 of them in fact, and one is slightly bigger than the other. That's because the Mission to Mars $6 Million Man card has a deeper bubble, so you can have whatever custom sizes you like. Whatever you have, you can create a case for it. It's pretty cool. Now you may notice that this is looking slightly milky. It's because it's got a protected cover on there which you can peel off, which is very, very satisfying. And they're easy to assemble. You just need to create a box really, starting by kind of bending this edge here out just carefully along the line. I have the beginnings of a box. I'm just going to start at the bottom flap. I've peeled away some of the protective covering. I just like to do it that way. And I'm going to fold in the tabs, the card holders. That's the first thing I'm going to do. This is actually pretty difficult to film because, yeah, it's transparent. Hey ho, but I'm just going to fold these in. Just very simple, like that, on either side. Next, I'm just going to fold in the locking tabs, because I've just found it easier to do first. And then I'm just going to push down the end flap. Now everything's kind of fighting each other here. So it's a little fiddly, but once you've got it in, like so, and then you can push in the end tabs, locking tabs like that. And that is one end of the box done. But I realised I haven't really talked about Deflector DC, the company. It was set up by Chris way back in 2015, I think. And it was born out of the fact that he couldn't find any quality cases for his 6-inch Black Series Star Wars collection. So he made his own cases. And yeah, out of that was born a company. And they called it Deflector DC because it's named after the deflector shield in Star Wars. Makes sense. Shield in your collection. And now, in 2024, they've got over 7,000 different cases. Can you believe that? That's awesome. Just goes to show how quickly they can make these custom ones to order. And now the most satisfying part.
Do you want to peel the plastic off with me? Really, me? It's like the best part. Grab a corner. Oh, what's your hurry, cowboy? Savor the moment. Oh, yeah.
Right, one more card to go. That's the test pilot. And then we can see how good they all look hanging from the wall. While I assemble this, let's just take a quick look at their site and see what else is in store. Pretty much every line you can think of is catered for. You can see where the 7,000 cases are going to. So they also have cases for books and audio, vinyl records. Oh, that's nice. I didn't realise they did those. Well, you've got the folding display cases, which I've shown you with the made-to-order ones. Sheet material as well, so I guess you can just buy the raw material. You can build whatever you like out of that plastic. Very nice. Hang tabs, so you can add hanging to your existing cases. They have blister display cases and acrylic ones as well. Here you can just go and choose whatever size case you want. Let's just have a look at one of these. 41 to 45 centimeters, so that's 45 by 30 by 10. That's a big case. You can see the cases here. That is £16.50. And then you've got the made to order as well, which is just the form that I showed already. Yeah, more than I thought actually. I didn't realize they had media stuff as well. That's pretty cool. And here's a view of the card wall with the $6 million cards back in their place, nicely protected in those cases, looking sweet. And I've just hanged them up with some nails. I normally use command hooks. We just look at these other cards here, the Star Wars ones, Rambo 18, Ghostbusters, Karate Kid, just a selection of vintage cards. Yeah, but I do love these. I can just take them off the wall, stand them up on the shelf if I wanted to. Love it, love it. And I just want to thank Chris for sending these over, and do check out Deflector DC cases. Stay safe everyone, and cheers.